Hey everybody, my name's Jakes and welcome to my world. Want to see how it's done? Yeah? Okay. Initiating protocol. Clean sweep. Yeah. Goodbye, world. Okay, back to square one. So, it's been a few days. I've been a busy little bee. I've set up a coal power station. I've set up a bunch of smelters for copper, for steel, for iron ingots. And as you can see in the back, I've set up a central bus that will feed all of our major factories, at least for the basic parts. But yeah, let me show you around a little bit, and you can see what I've been up to. Let's go. Welcome to Smelter Town, and yes, the sign is still a work in progress. I've got 50 total smelters here, 30 doing iron and 20 doing copper. This factory is set up for Mark 4 belts, but currently I've only got Mark 3 belts, which is why you'll see a bunch of yellow lights every now and then, just because the machines aren't being fed fast enough. The idea is to upgrade to Mark 4s. You can possibly do Mark 5s as well with a bit of overclocking, but future will dictate whether that is actually necessary or not. The iron production for Smelter Town is being fed by 6 Mark II miners, bringing in a combined total of 720 ore per minute. The 6 belts are then combined into 3 belts, each doing 240 ore per minute, which in turn then feeds 3 groups of 10 iron ingot smelters. A group of 10 smelters can process up to 300 ore, but at the moment they are limited to 240 due to belt speed. To balance the system, I switch off the last 2 smelters in a group to bring the max consumption down from 300 to 240 ore per minute. For copper ingot production, I've got 20 smelters being fed by 3 Mark II miners, overclocked to 160 per minute for a total of 480, which is then divided into 20 smelters, and again, to balance the system, 4 of the smelters are currently switched off. And then also, I've got some concrete being produced and stored locally for general construction purposes. Just up the hill, I've got a small steel factory with 10 foundries producing a maximum total of 450 steel ingots. The steel ingots are then being transported by a sugar cube to Smelter Town, then belted to storage, which is then also being fed onto the central bus. The bus houses 12 belts that will feed all our future basic parts factories. The top row supplies steel, followed by copper and then iron ingots. The system is designed to allow the inner belts to resupply the outer belts when a factory siphons off ingots. This will be done via splitters and mergers. Alright, so let me show you guys. So we've got 30 iron smelters. It's going to feed these 3 lines, and there's another 3 lines on this side. And then we've got copper ingots over here, feeding 2 lines, and then another row of copper ingots. I believe these are 20 smelters for these 2 rows. Along with this, we've got concrete for construction. That's feeding all of these storages. These guys are going absolutely nuts. And then everything but the concrete is being fed into my central bus, which is going to feed all of our basic factories. So let's have a look here. There you go. So you can see everything is being split up into the storage, and then from storage they're being fed out onto the central bus. And you've got 2 lines on each side for each of the ingots. So iron ingot, copper ingot, and steel ingots way on top, and all of this goes all the way down to where our first factory is going to be. So for today, we're going to start on our basic tower, which is going to be everything from iron rods to copper sheets, basically all the basic items we'll need for construction going forward. Right, let me show you around here a little bit. We've got the, I'm going to call this the slug donut. Yeah. We got some display cabinets up in here. Workshop, obviously got our home here, the hub, research, and then most crucially of all, we've got the doggo farm. Hey doggos! Right, this is the Steve pen. Let me show you why I'm calling this the Steve pen. Because we've got only Steves here. Hey guys. Ooh, nice, thank you. So this is Steven. This is Stefan. He's got nothing for me. We got Stevie. Okay, that's something. And we've got Steve. And Steve! Ooh. Cooling systems. Nice. Steve! Oh, fucking legend. Alright, let's put all of these away. We're not going to use this. Okay, let's feed these guys. I'm going to need 5. So, actually, let's just do this. There we go. Alright, you guys hungry? Okay. Alright. Stay. Don't take it yet. There you go, there's another one. One for Stefan. One for Steve. One for Steve. Alright, and go. There you go. Go munch away. It's all a bunch of good boys. Nice. Okay, let's get ready for the basic tower. I've already laid out the plans for the general layout, so let's go. Alright, here we are. So this is the bus, as you can see, getting fed into here. From here, I want 2 roads to actually go up and down on the side of the bus, but that's for the future. We're not going to worry about that now. As you can see, I've already kind of lined up most of it. I'm going to be building 6 different items here. That's why I've got 6 vehicle depots, and that's for if you want to move these to our space elevator assembly area, where we're going to have all the space parts being assembled in the factory, possibly over there somewhere. I haven't fully committed to a location yet, but yeah. So you got 6 vehicle. What do you call those things again? Truck stations. Alright, so the truck station, this is going to be essentially the lobby for the entire building. And then over on this side, you can see all the ingots are being fed up, and this is going to go all the way up 6 stories high. Probably going to be 12 stories, because it's going to be 6 production floors along with another 6 logistic floors. And this is where the first logistics floor is going to be at. So everything's going to be fed up here. You can see I've got another 6 conveyor belts that's supposed to go up. These are going to feed all of the items down, and then from here it's going to go probably somewhere out the back to a central storage. But I know a lot of people say central storages aren't necessary anymore. Well, I don't know, I disagree. It's not crucial, but there's definitely a place for it. So we'll put a central storage somewhere, and we'll have all of these items feed into that. Right, I'm going to wait until daybreak, and I'm going to start working on basic tower.
I'm aware of the bonds that were created today. When you told me that sure there's a way, water's so still and my pain has gone away. The air is much cleaner after it rains. Follow my love, the scent that's in spring air. Follow the moon into the sun. There's a call for new beginnings here. Let the sorrow of yester disappear. Let your body be new. I'm a wanderer of the soul. Before the end I plan to behold, but I know I'll lose myself along the way. What's gone is gone. What's past is past. Let me leave what belongs in the past. Road ahead is quite unclear.
You guys can see it probably shaping up a little bit better now, so we can have this open, like lobby, open air kind of effect. We've got the supply belts, or lifts in this case, going all the way up. There's feeding the copper stuff. I've been doing, producing some copper sheets and copper wire, and then wire to cables. Obviously this bottom part is cable. Let me show you the top side, well, the highest one I currently have, floor wise. We're busy on this floor. Oh shit, whoops. Alright, let's try that again. There we go. Okay, cool. Right, again, just feeding into temporary storage for now. So, same story, just hooking up power, hooking up the lifts and the different belts to supply them. Yeah, it's literally just going through the motions. Put in a splitter, put in a belt, put in a splitter, put in a belt. Easy peasy. Right, iron plates or iron ingots are moving. Everything's green across the board so far. So, nice. On to the next level.
Follow my love, the scent that's in spring air. Follow the moon into the sun. There's a call for new beginnings here. Let the sorrow of yester disappear. Let your body be new.
Right, seems like things are shaping up a little bit better now. So I've got the glass floor in here. Bean, what are you doing there? Anyways, yeah, glass floor for display. What I'm going to have is going to have the parts being produced to come down this lift. So we'll have the ceiling mount at the bottom here, and we'll have all the product moving down here. So when you enter the building, you actually walk over the products currently being produced, and they will go underneath your feet from the front or from the back to the front. And then obviously at the bottom you've got all the ingots coming up, so this should be coming up and down. And what I'm going to do eventually is I'm going to have them circle regardless of whether they are being fed or not. So in other words, I'll probably have, well, I don't have smart splitters at the moment, but I'll probably have a smart split over here and maybe a really slow belt just to keep it basically going, just for the aesthetic of the conveyor belts moving up and down the whole time. So products will be constantly being produced. Any excess will go to a sink, but the vast majority of it will go into the central storage. And yeah, the idea is just for the conveyor belts to be constantly moving. But yeah, there you go, guys. You kind of like get a much better idea what's going on here. Like I said, this will be the lobby. Then you've got your logi floor, logi, production, on, all the way up. And then if we stand back a bit further just to get a better idea of the scale, there you go. It's quite beefy. I've got a fairly good idea of what I want to do on the outside. It's obviously going to taper up as it naturally just does because of the amount of machinery needed within the factory itself. But yeah, it will taper up slightly. Not 100% sure on what the exact look will be, but the shape is pretty much already there. I've managed to complete most of the outside of the building. Originally I was going to do foundations for the walls, but I found it to be a bit limiting in what I was trying to do, so I went over to concrete pillars, the big ones, and they turned out pretty damn good. I'm actually quite happy with the way it's shaping up. I went for a little bit of artistic flair here on the side just to give it a bit more character instead of just straight up walls along the sides. As you guys can see, the floor's all done. Everything is being constructed here. Rods, plates, copper sheet, cable, wire, all the basic items essentially. And yeah, this is the spine of the building, as I like to call it, plus some temporary storage just there at the back. That's obviously going to be removed at some point. But yeah, that's pretty much how it's going to be. Now I just need to do some detail work. I've got 2 elevators on the side, plus additional staircase going all the way from the ground floor all the way to the roof. Nice. Alright, let's roll that mother beautiful montage. That's the basic tower, about 95% done. I still need to unlock some items like plastic for instance, so I can use coated concrete. As you can see, the lobby is still very bare bones. I've got a fair few ideas for decorations and some more practical doohickeys. Well, that's it from my side. Thanks for hanging around, and be sure to like, subscribe and comment if you're into these kind of videos. There's plenty more to come, and I'll leave you with this last little visual nugget, my one and only coal plant. Enjoy!